Hello, everyone, and welcome. We are going to be talking about aging and how we can defy it with our core strength so that we can have a really strong midsection that's going to keep us very young. This comes from an article by Health Realization on anti-aging benefits of strengthening your core. If you have any questions, please feel free to give Dr. Justine a quick text at 647-987-9355. I wanted to welcome Dr. Justine here with us, and she is a passionate leader in the community. She is an active volunteer. She is a passionate in sports and is a popular speaker in schools and universities, local businesses, and she is a mentor and a coach. Please help me welcome Dr. Justine.
Hello, everyone. Such a great topic coming up about being strong, being able to resist falls and be able to do better at our activities. But coming up, we do have numerous different topics. We have one on inflammation and how that can accelerate aging. We have the vitality blueprint, how to feel younger and stronger at any age. Remember, both my grandparents lived to 98. So, what do you do? How to age well. So, this is our anti aging April series, finishing with the happiness code 15 habits for the world's happiest people. So, April is your month. April is your month to be your best and how to live a better quality and quantity of life. But let's get in today. We're going to talk today about taking care of your strength, your core, in your fitness routine for anti aging. And some questions that you want to ask yourself. Do you think that you just got to get on that treadmill? Or I got to go for a walk every day. I got to get my 10,000 steps every day. When you go to a gym, are see people, or you're that person who just wants to get on the treadmill, gets on the Stairmaster, gets on the bike, and cardio. I'm not saying cardio is bad, but we do need to lift weight. So, are you lifting weight? Are you doing a strengthening routine to build your core? Is that in part of your weekly routine? Is strengthening your core? That's your middle section, helping you to be your best. So, what is your core? It's 29 muscles around your back, your abdomen, your pelvis. That's essential for daily function. It's essential for all your movements, essential for your balance, your stability, for sports. If you're playing pickleball, you're playing tennis, you're playing golf, playing hockey. If you just want to not slip in the snow or be able to do your gardening or rake the leaves, we need those core muscles to strengthen your back. Strengthen your back, prevent back injuries. So, what is the core muscles? If they are weak, they increase your risk of injury and makes you more prone to poor posture, hunching forward, neck concerns, upper back concerns, middle back concerns, which then affects the nervous system, that affects your digestion, affects menses, affects focus, sleep, energy, blood pressure. It's affecting every single part, not just of your muscles, but how those nerves affect on the inside. So, what are the benefits of strengthening your core? Core stability, according to these studies, according to the research, prevents injuries among athletes, among seniors, helps prevent slips and falls so we can catch our balance more easily. It enhances your athleticism, um, creates longevity, prevents work injuries. They did a study on firefighters who worked on their flexibility and their strength of their trunk stabilizers and their core, and it resulted in 42% fewer injuries, and lost time of work went down 62% over that year. So, if you don't lose work because of injuries, you have more time to take off for holidays, to enjoy your sports, to enjoy travel. Doing your core and incorporating that at least 3 times a week of core exercise and core strengthening, mobility 3 times a week will make a massive difference. They did an 8-week rehab program for hip and core strengthening on women. They found that it reduced knee injuries. So the more you work with your hips, your pelvis, your back, It stops patellofemoral syndrome. What's that? That's when your kneecap doesn't stay in its groove properly and it glides and it shifts. Typically, the kneecap will glide to the outside of the knee. And because the inside muscles of the knee, called the VMO, vastus medialis oblique, are weak compared to the outside. It's not that you have a weak leg, is that the muscles aren't balanced from the inside of the leg to the outside of the leg, which leads to more knee problems. So to strengthen your core helps prevent your hip being out of alignment, which will help what's called the Q angle, which is in your hip, and then that helps your knee alignment. And of course, I do believe in checking your feet. Make sure you're checking your arches. Do you need orthotics or not? Do you need custom ones, or are you okay with over-the-counter ones? Or do you just need a stabilizing shoe, the right shoe for you? But definitely core strengthening is the way to go. Strengthening your core, like we said, will also tone your muscles, so help with that appearance, not just balance and stability, but it affects your appearance and also affects that anterior pelvic tilt. So that's when people sometimes call it a sway back, but it's when your pelvis slides forward, looks like the buttocks is pushed out, and that leads to weaker hamstrings and weaker abdominal muscles. So you end up with very tight hip flexors. So definitely important to get your pelvis in proper alignment so it's not tilted forwards or it's tilted backwards, means you have a very flat back instead of a curved low back. It's very flat. And then again, that means that you have very tight hamstrings. And so you have to get that balance from your quads to your middle back. Some of the best ways to strengthen your back does not mean you have to go to the gym. We have a ton of articles and exercises for core on our website, but many of these core exercises for your trunk can be done just in your living room, in your bedroom, in a hotel room. So, or if you're visiting family, right beside the bed, you only need the space of the length of your body to be able to work on this core. Now, we're going to talk about 3 main core exercises coming up. These ones can be done on the floor, but also many core exercises can be done standing, and that will help you get the best results. So here, number 1, we're going to go through 3 exercises on the floor. This one is called the bridge. You can push your buttocks up, making your hips look like a bridge. To make it more difficult, you're squeezing through the buttocks, squeezing through the abdominal, and then you can repeat lowering your buttocks to the ground and up. You can hold it for 5, 10, 30 seconds in the up position as you get better. As you get better, you can extend one leg. And then as you extend, for example, your right leg, you can flutter that leg up and down, and that will make it even more difficult. So you can take this beginner position, which might be a little lower than the picture, slowly get better to the higher level, which you see in the picture, holding it longer and longer periods of time. And then the next step when making it harder would be extending a leg, and finally extending that leg with a flutter or with flexion, plantar flexion up and down with the toes while your leg is extended will make that more difficult. Number 3 is the plank. Now, this is in the harder position. You can see that the buttocks is not in the air, but you're extending and the knees are off the ground. If you're just beginning, you can put your knees on the ground with your feet elevated so your toes are not hitting the ground. As you get better, knees and toes are hitting the ground. And as you get better, you lift your knees off the ground to make a straight line. You hold this at the beginning 10 seconds, then 20 seconds, then 30 seconds, working your way up to a minute, then 3 times 1 minute, and eventually you'll be able to do it for 3 minutes straight. You can make this even harder by lifting one arm, and then the alternate arm, then lifting one leg, and then the alternate leg. And then to make it even harder, say your right arm, left leg, and then left arm, left leg, so that you're getting even more difficult. Make it more difficult. Sorry, go back to number two, because so that those who want to challenge themselves, you can hop or walk your feet right and left. So if you went right foot to the right, left foot to the left, and then walk your right foot in and left foot in. So that would be walking your feet in and out. And then you could do it with a hop with your feet in and out. Next, you could do in this exact same position, bringing your knee, say your right knee to your right elbow, just as far as you can go, and then do that 10 times on the right and 10 times on the left. That's like a Spider-Man move to make this same position more difficult. Next, to work those love handles on the side, you can take that exact same position in number two and do what's called a rocking plank. So that means in position number two, Angela, you would bring your right pelvis to the ground and then rock back to your left pelvis to the ground, trying to do 30 rocks back and forth to make it more difficult. So as you can see, I just gave you multiple ways from this exact same position to change this and make it more difficult. And if you have some questions, we do have a handout at the office with 50 different ways to work your core. Plus, we did a handout on this because you can take just these two positions and take 10 different ways in the same positions to make it more difficult. So how much time should you spend on this? 5 to 10 minutes, minimum 3 times a week. And it can be done in your PJs. You're not going to get a huge sweat, but you will get stronger and stronger over time. I do want you to notice here, she did not drop her eyes down. So you still want to keep your spine in a straight line. So you don't want your head to tuck down. She does not have her chin towards her chest. That is better alignment because you're strengthening your neck at the same time with this plank, because many of us spend time down on our phones or down on a computer or eating, and it leads to a much more forward head posture, which damages the brainstem, the spinal cord. So this position where your ear is in line with your shoulders and is the best position. If you can no longer hold that, you're better to go down, take a rest, and get started again. Number three, side plank. So again, for those love handles. Now, if it's too difficult, you can go from your knee. So same position for the arm, but bend the knees and you go from the knee to the shoulder. As you get better, you can go from the feet to your shoulder. Again, the nose is in line with the sternum or with the spine. You don't see a head tilt, which typically happens as it gets more tiring. To make it a little bit harder, you can also put your arm in the air. So the arm away from the ground, you put it in the air. You can also rock this plank. So bring your hips down and up, down and up, down and up. And then you can do what's called a star position, where you're raising your top leg. So in this position, you'd be raising your right leg and right arm. And then eventually you would bring your right knee to your right elbow like that. So, okay, to this, maybe I'll come back here. So you would be bringing it to the side to make that position even more difficult. Eventually you can bring your leg forward and back, or just a knee bend to your chest. That's your upper leg. So again, this position can have multiple ways to make it more difficult, from your knees to your feet, and then multiple different positions using that upper leg. When you're just getting started, start with that 10 seconds, work up to that 30 seconds, work up to that minute, and then switch sides so that you make sure you're working both sides. You will find that one side is easier than the other. For me, definitely the right side is more is easier for me, but all of my work is to the right, all of my sports are to the right. So I know that my daily activities build that right side. So if that's the case for you, then of course do an extra one on your weak side in order to be able to help you best. Now, a lot of these exercises can be also done in different ways. So here's a bonus one where you can go from your knees in what's called a upper plank style, and you're lifting your opposite arm and opposite leg. To make it harder, you can add an ankle weight or a small weight into your hand. You can hold the position for 10 to 30 seconds or bring your elbow to your knee, say 15 to 20 times, and then switch sides. You could do in this position where you're fluttering your upper arm or fluttering your leg to make it more difficult. And then, of course, you could do the same position with both on your toes. So your both feet are on your toes, and then you're hovering just over the ground. So core exercises don't actually have to be laying on the ground. You could also hold weights in your hands and march that would work your upper body. You can do punching that can work your upper body. You can do core rotation exercises with a weight in your hands. So there are many, many ways, and please just check them out on our website. But this gives you 3 plus a bonus to get started, and it should be anywhere between 5 to 15 minutes, depending on how strong you get, that your goal is to hit this at least 3 times a week. That would be your minimum goal of doing core exercises, minimum 3 times a week. And again, that will help you with sports. That will help you with injury prevention and your balance, and help prevent back injuries. So as a chiropractor, we want that alignment of your spine. We want that ear over shoulder over hip, because you can tell that that alignment helps all the nerves, so all those different organs that you see on the slide. That when your core strength is great, you're protecting your spinal cord, it's going to help prevent subluxations and help you hold your adjustments longer. So you need the chiropractor less. It's going to help you manage stresses of daily work, cleaning the house, doing the laundry, lifting the groceries. And so your core strength will help you, do the snow or rake the leaves. It's going to make a big difference for your home activities, your daily work life, as well as helping all the organs work better, because you're helping protect the spinal cord that controls the nervous system to all the different tissue, cells, and organs in your body. So literally helping reduce stress on your autonomic nervous system. So important. Core strength. Let's get at it 3 times a week at minimum. Stay tuned with us always. We have so many wellness talks. We are here for you. Connect with us on YouTube, Facebook, our website, Instagram. Give us a review. We'd love to hear from you, and we look forward to being with you soon.